So I wake up this morning, right? I got a little bit of a headache, stomach hurts a little bit, eyes is bloodshot red, real hungover. You feel me? I'm just sitting there thinking, man, I had a hell of a night last night. I was having some weird dreams too. I had a dream that Anderson Silva and Tyron Woodley were fighting in a boxing match, and Jake Paul was fighting Anthony Joshua, and on Netflix of all things, and not a pay per view or HBO or anything like that, on Netflix. It was weird. I was like, man, this is a weird dream. And then I check my Instagram feed, and then I see that it actually happened, and I'm just like, I don't know what's that's a signifying sign of the fact that you know I be doing too much when it comes to partying, or the world be doing too much when it comes to fights. I don't know. I don't know. It was really weird. Last night was really like a fever dream. It was a really weird, surreal experience. It was a good experience, but it was a surreal experience. You feel me? I still, even after watching the fight, even after the event's already over, and even after everything is all said and done, I still have a hard time truly conceptualizing the fact that Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, of all people, actually happened. A top six heavyweight boxer on this planet is fighting a guy who I used to know on Vine, a guy that used to be on Disney Channel, a guy that made the cringiest song of all time. I literally watched Jake Paul grow up. I damn near grew up with him. I remember when Jake Paul was at ground zero, and the fact that he's turned it into all of this. I'm very impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I am very impressed with the entrepreneurial spirit of Jake Paul. But still, I still have a hard time wrapping around the fact that he pulled that off. And then I think about all the other shit that he pulled off, and I'm just like, wow, wow, boxing is something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe what? I just have a hard time keeping up. I'm not gonna lie. I have a hard time keeping up. I really do. But enough yap. Enough yap about the whole event itself. Let me talk about the main event first and foremost. I'm low key impressed with the footwork and head movement of Jake Paul. I mean, he did gas out a little bit towards the end, but I'm impressed he even lasted as long as he did. Honestly, I mean, for fuck's sake, he lasted longer than Francis Ngannou did against Anthony Joshua, which is another thing I have a hard time conceptualizing. Makes me question my sobriety. You feel me? But he lasted longer than Francis Ngannou, and yeah, he got finished, but he didn't get flatline finished. He didn't get slimed out finished. It was on some TKO shit. You feel me? Nothing too crazy, not overly embarrassing. The type of finish to where you can still walk out the octagon and not be overly embarrassed about what happened. You feel me? That type of finish. And good for him. For a Disney Channel kid, good for him. Y'all ever played a video game to where it's at the very beginning and you're fighting a boss that you're supposed to lose? In Sekiro, for example, when you fight Genichiro for the very first time, you don't have your prosthetic limb yet, you don't have all your fancy upgrades or whatnot. You don't got none of that shit, right? You're supposed to lose against Genichiro or survive long enough for plot armor to kick in. It's like Infamous 2 when you're fighting the Beast for the very first time. You're not supposed to win that fight, right? That's what it felt like watching Jake Paul circle around the ring versus Anthony Joshua. It felt like an unbeatable boss on level 1 that he was supposed to lose. That's what it felt like. He was just stalling. He was shooting double legs. He was using every stalling tactic he could possibly do. And I promise you this, the whole Francis Ngannou point I just made, he was doing this shit specifically so he could say that he lasted longer in a boxing ring than Francis Ngannou. Jake Paul was not trying to land shit for real. He was not trying to win for real. He just wanted to survive so he could brag about that, because that's bragging rights. But that's the thing about Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul knows how to promote himself. He is a promotional genius. For his next fight, he's going to use the fact that he survived that long against Anthony Joshua as promotional material, as bragging rights. And it's actually going to help his legacy. He's going to use it to help his legacy. He is a master manipulator. He knows what the fuck he's doing. He's going to do it. I'm telling y'all right now. He's gonna do it, and when he says it, you can't deny it. I mean, he's gonna be like, I mean, shit. I mean, technically, he did do that. You feel me? I think him lasting that long against Anthony Joshua is more impressive than him beating Nate Robinson or Tyron Woodley or Anderson Silva or any of these old fucks. It's more impressive than all of them things. His most impressive feat is a loss. I respect the hell out of Jake Paul for stepping in on that fight, because not gonna lie, him fighting all them old niggas or little niggas or non-boxing niggas, it was getting old. You feel me? And I remember thinking, at some point, if he has to keep this shit going, or if he wants to keep this shit going, he's gonna have to fight a real boxer, and he did. So kudos to him. He finally fought a real boxer. But still, I never expected him to shoot 20 single and double legs like he was fucking Marab though. Like that was really a Marab Devalis Philly type of performance. Like holy shit, Jake. No wonder you got so fucking tired. Wrestling is exhausting, especially in boxing gloves. It's really exhausting because you can't grip anything. It's just straight shoulder strength. You feel me? You can't grip nothing in boxing gloves. But interesting. And then we got to get to Tyron Woodley versus Anderson Silva. I'm just yapping in this video. This is not structured at all. That was weird too. That was weird. That was really weird. I forgot the fight was even happening because I ain't gonna lie. I don't keep up with boxing at all. You feel me? I'm an MMA guy. You know I'm an MMA guy. I don't keep up with boxing. But seeing two MMA legends in the boxing ring on a Netflix undercard was also strange. Just as strange as the main event. Because I'm just like, wow. Like, Tyron Woodley, one of the greatest welterweights of all time. And then you got Anderson Silva, the single greatest middleweight of all time. Woodley's 43, Anderson Silva's 50. It really has you question, like, maybe Dana really doesn't pay these guys enough. And I know in the past I've been an advocate for fighters staying slightly underpaid just so the UFC can have leverage to give us the fights that we want. You feel me? And as far as like short notice shit like that, very selfish take. I know. A lot of fighters that follow me, they're not gonna like that. I get it, right? I understand if you don't like it. But after having to see these guys take boxing match after boxing match, it makes me question, like, especially for Tyron. Like, is he taking these boxing matches because he actually likes to box? Or does he just need the fucking money? I'm starting to take it into consideration because the way he's been losing and shit, any other sane person would have already quit boxing by this point after dealing with all that humiliation, right? Tyron Woodley's boxing career has been one massive humiliation ritual. I don't even know if he's won a fight. Has he even won a fight yet? I don't know. But to get knocked out by Anderson Silva like that, I mean, he wasn't like unbelievably flatlined or anything, but still, he was doing the chicken leg dance, you feel me? Silva set up a really good uppercut. To get knocked out by Anderson Silva at this age, just hang it. Just hang it up. I respect you for not hanging it up, but if I was you, I would have hung it up. I would have got to the point where is the money even worth it? Like this is humiliating. Like I don't know how much more I can ruin my own legacy by taking these fights, but I don't know if the money's worth it, Tyron. The money is not worth your legacy, bro. Please stop, bro. Because if you keep going, people are going to completely forget the fact that you're an all-time great at the welterweight division in the UFC, bro. Please do not keep burying your legacy like this, bro. I'm actually begging you to stop at this point. Respect to you for stepping in there. Respect to anybody that steps in an octagon or a cage, right? But I do not want you to completely tarnish your legacy over a couple paychecks or for the love of the game, bro. Please stop. You love the game until the game doesn't love you anymore. That's all I'm gonna say. And as far as Anderson Silva goes, I should have seen this shit coming. You know, he wasn't throwing a lot at first. He was looking real calm, real calm, really fucking composed, more composed and more relaxed than Woodley. So, but I still didn't think that Silva had that in him at this age. I didn't think he was gonna pull that shit off. You feel me? But that's the thing. Like when you see somebody that relaxed and that composed in comparison to their opponent, you know the opponent's finna get finished, bro. That's the calm before the storm. You feel me? Because when the motherfucker tense and everything he throw is stiff and whatnot, they ain't never gonna get no finish. But when you that loose, it's like, oh yeah, he's in trouble. But then Silva calls out Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman. I ain't gonna lie. I can't stand Chris Weidman. I hope he does get that Chris Weidman fight. He needs to get his fucking leg back. The guy that ended his win streak, the guy he snapped his leg against, he needs to get that leg back, bro. I know that shit's gonna bother Silva until the end of time. God damn it. That's probably the only reason he stepped in to do boxing to begin with, so he can eventually have an excuse to fight Chris Weidman again, bro. He needs to get that leg back, bro. And I remember when Anderson Silva, before that whole Chris Weidman shit, was considered the GOAT of the entire sport, undisputed GOAT of the sport, bro. While he was on that crazy win streak, finishing everybody, go to the fucking sport. He was my favorite fighter of all time. And then the Chris Weidman shit happened. Man, as an Anderson Silva fan, that shit pisses me off to this day, bro. I hope he does get that Chris Weidman fight, bro. I hope he knocks his ass out, bro. I really do, bro. He needs to get that lick back. That shit always bothered me, bro. That shit ain't never fucking sit right with me, bro, ever. Like, wow. Um, yeah, that's just about all I got. I mean, Alicia Baumgardner, she dominated per usual. You feel me? I don't even got too much to say about that co-main event. If I'm being real with you, I don't even got too much to say about that shit. And like the fight before Silva versus Tyron Woodley, I won't even paying attention to for real, because I'm a super casual with boxing. Like I don't even care about boxing that much. That's why I'm just yapping, right? I'm just fucking yapping. I ain't even gonna get into all overly structured or over analytical. I don't got nothing to say, but yeah, that's just about it for the video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, man. How do y'all feel about that event? That was weird. It was really weird. Like I don't even know what to say.